What can I say? It's about that time. I'm bringing you my 3 movies I watched along the week, and I want to pass them on to you and let you guys know if it's worthy of a watch or you just should skip it in its entirety. Let's not waste any more time. Let's talk about it. For the first movie, I'm going to be talking about Mystic River. Now, I understand this is a movie that a lot of people have probably already watched because it was nominated for a bunch of awards, and I don't think it won Best Picture, but it was still nominated for a bunch. And I think Sean Penn won the Academy Award for this movie, and supporting actor was Tim Robbins, which just goes to show the 2 leading actors in this movie won the awards for this movie. I mean, you gotta know there's great acting in this film, and that's kind of a reason I wanted to watch it, because when I look up movies I haven't watched yet, sometimes when I don't have an idea of what I'm gonna put on and watch, I look up things movies I need to watch before I die, or movies worthy of your time, and just stuff you need to watch. And Mystic River has been on a fair amount of those lists, and I thought it was about time I watch it since I have it on HBO Max. So I was like, why not? It's there. Go watch it. I guess just the main plot is it's about 3 guys and a tragedy happens to one of the men, and it affects all of them in their entirety, and just that's what the movie is basically about. Something bad happens, and it affects the 3 main actors, Tim Robbins, Sean Penn, and Kevin Bacon. I know, it's such a simple premise, but yet it's so intriguing and such a great watch. It's directed by Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood is either a hit or miss, in my opinion. He's a great actor, great director too when he wants to be, but there are some movies that are kind of, I want to say, lackluster, a little boring sometimes. I mean, I understand what message he was trying to portray in some of the films that are not great, but he is a hit or miss director. When he wants to make a great movie, he does make a great movie, like Gran Torino, that's a great movie. But also, he has a lot of movies he's directed that are great, but also a fair amount that are kind of, you could go without watching. This is not one of them. Mystic River is a great movie, but I'm gonna warn you, if you guys have not seen this movie yet, make sure you don't have any big plans the next day, because you're gonna be thinking about this movie for a fair amount of time after you're done watching it. Especially if you're watching this movie midday and you have plans later at night, I would cancel them, because the whole time you're gonna be hanging out with people, you're just gonna be thinking about this movie. It really is a sad story, so I'm just going to tell you it is a sad movie. The ending I could have gone without. I like happy endings. I know that doesn't deal with a lot of stuff in day-to-day situations, and I don't know. When I put on a movie, I want to be excited at the end of it and not let down or sad or depressed. I mean, sometimes there's movies that I really like that are like that, but more cases than not, I'd rather be happy at the end of the movie than let down and say, I really wish he didn't do that or stuff like that. That's this movie, and I was okay with it because I knew what I was in for, because it looked like a depressing, kind of sad type of movie. So Mystic River, yeah, I'm just letting you guys know, it is a sad movie. So the main actors are Kevin Bacon, Sean Penn, Tim Robbins, and the leading ladies are also Laura Linney, Marcia Gay Harden, and also one of the main actors, well, he's probably a supporting actor, he's not the main actor, is Kevin Bacon's colleague, Lawrence Fishburne, who is an FBI agent as well. Yeah, those are just the main actors in this movie, and they all do a great job. The ladies, the men, just them all together made this movie great. I mean, I don't think a movie relies so much on acting as it does on directing and writing, but all together, when they mesh and when they play off one another, it's perfect. And this movie, I'm not going to say perfect, but they just work well. Everything goes together and just works. And Mystic River, yeah, I highly recommend this movie. It's just something that is worthy of your time. And just make sure that you have a good, I think it's 2.5 hours. Just make sure you have a good 2.5 hours to sit down and really invest in this movie, because it is worth your time. But like I said, make sure you don't have anything else to do after you watch the movie, because you're going to be a little sad. My grade for this movie, I will give it a solid A. This is a solid A movie. Great acting, great writing, great directing by Clint Eastwood. All in all, this is just a movie that is great, and definitely, if you haven't watched it yet, you need to see it. So Mystic River, check it out. It's on HBO Max right now. So if you have it, why not, right? So for my second movie I watched this week, the first one came out on Netflix. It's a Netflix original, I mean, and the second one came out on Netflix as well, which I'm going to get to. But the first one came out to Netflix in 2018, and when it first came out, a lot of people regarded it as a great Christmas movie and probably might be, in future, a Christmas classic. And when I saw it too, I really dug it too. It was a good movie, the first movie. But when I watched the second movie recently, it also is entertaining to some extent. The movie I'm talking about is The Christmas Chronicles 2. And before I talk about that, for the people who have not seen it yet, I'll just go off the first one. So the first one is basically about a sister and brother, and they have this plan to catch Santa in the act with a video camera and just see if he's real or not, basically. And so they do, and things kind of go not well when they catch him, and they kind of mess up some stuff. And so the whole night is them trying to fix what they did and help Santa do his job on time, basically. And so that's the first movie, and it's a simple premise, but yet so fun. And I feel like the main reason why this movie was very well regarded as a good Christmas movie is Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell is a great actor, and he's just so likable in the roles he plays, even if he's playing a bad guy, or just like a hard-headed, eye-patch-wearing man who's escaping from New York. But he's just a well-liked actor, and he has that charisma about him where he's just so, what's the word I'm looking for? He's just like, you can't take your eyes off him when he's on screen. He's just like, he commands the stage, basically. And so for Christmas Chronicles 2, this takes place a while later. I don't know, I forgot how many years this takes place after the first one. Basically, the brother is not really the main character in this movie anymore, alongside the sister. It's mainly the sister now. And so she is reunited with Santa, and something bad happens where this elf is mad at Santa, and he wants to steal something from Santa to get back at him and make his own Santa's workshop, basically his own like South Pole. I think he wants to make it South Pole or something like that. Yeah, he just wants to compete with Santa because he's mad at Santa for some reason. And that's basically the main premise, and so they have to fight with this elf to get back what he stole. And the elf is played by Julian Dennison. He's been in a fair amount of movies I've seen, not a fair, but like 2 movies I've seen of him. And the movies I've seen of him, I like his acting. He's a funny actor. He's just a funny guy, and I like when he's in the movie. He's just like, I don't know, there's something about his attitude in the movies he's been in, which I've seen. The first movie I saw him in was a New Zealand, I think, movie. So it was a foreign film. It was Hunt for the Wilder People. Yeah, this was a long time ago, 2016 when it came out. But yeah, Hunt for the Wilder People is the movie I saw him in. And also, the other movie I saw him in was Deadpool 2, which he's also good in that. But him as the bad elf, who is basically the antagonist of this film against Santa, he does an okay job. I don't know if I liked his acting style in this particularly, but for the most part, I feel this movie is just like mainly a kid's movie. And so when you go in to watch this, you can't take it as like, oh, the acting's gonna be great, or the main plot is gonna be so intriguing that I can't take my eyes off it, like I was talking about Mystic River. But no, you can't go into this movie thinking like that. But for what the most part of what Christmas Chronicles 2 meant to me was, it was just entertaining and just a movie to put on when there's nothing else to watch. I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but it's not a movie I would choose as my first pick over any other movie that came out recently. It is the holidays, and I wanted to watch a Christmas movie, and I'm glad I watched it. It's a good sequel. They're probably going to make a third one after this, but it's heartwarming and childish, and it has a sweet ending as well, and I'm a sucker for that. So it has a nice ending, which I liked. And Kurt Russell, again, great as Santa Claus. I wouldn't say he's my favorite Santa Claus, but he's up there. He plays a really good Santa Claus, and he also sings in the movie. He sings in the first one and the second one. I mean, how can you hate a movie that has Kurt Russell singing as Santa in it, right? Yes, I'm not going to say you have to watch this movie, but I will say, if there's nothing else, like no other Christmas movie that's new that came out recently, why not give it a shot? It's an okay watch. So I recommend it. I don't highly recommend it, but I recommend it. I'll give this movie a B. Yeah, I'll give this movie a B. It wasn't horrible, it wasn't fantastic, but it was good, and it entertained me. So if you guys check it out, let me know, and let me know what you guys think. If the first one is better than the second, or the second one's better than the first, just tell me how you feel about Kurt Russell as Santa as well. And is he your favorite Santa? I don't know. But yeah, I would love to know you guys' opinion on this movie. But yeah, that's gonna be it for Christmas Chronicles 2. Also, on to mention really quickly, I forgot, Goldie Hawn is in this movie. And Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn have been married like forever. So to see a couple play Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus in the movie, it's just great to see their chemistry on screen. And that's a plus for this movie. That is something that really works for this film. And I just thought I'd mention it really quickly because it's cute to see a married couple play Santa and Mrs. Claus. Also, I forgot to mention one last thing about this movie that makes it enjoyable. The elves. The elves are really funny in this movie, and I like the language they talk. I think it's called Elvish, I think. I think that's... I don't want to get it confused with the language that is spoken in Lord of the Rings, but I think that's what it's called as well, Elvish. But I could be wrong, but they're just really cute in this movie, and it's funny. The CGI is not bad for a Netflix movie, but them added to this movie alongside Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn and just the kid actors, it makes it enjoyable, and it's fun watch, and I just wanted to mention the elves. They're funny, and I like them in this movie. It's really cute. Don't get up yet, because I saved the best for last for you guys. So the last movie I've watched recently is a Fox movie, and it is their last Marvel movie they got to produce before Disney bought them out. I think by now a lot of people know what movie I'm talking about, and I'm being a little sarcastic when I'm saying I saved the best for last for you guys. This movie is directed by Josh Boone, and it stars 5 main young adolescent characters, and a fair amount of them are fairly known, like Anya Taylor-Joy. She has been in Split and also a handful of movies that are similar to that type of genre. She's been in a lot of horror kind of suspense, like The Witch. She was in The Witch. So this type of movie fits her genre. I'm just gonna stop beating around the bush. The movie I'm talking about is The New Mutants, and so I got the pleasure of watching this recently. Also, the main actress in this is named Blue Hunt. Well, that's her real name, but in the movie, her name is Danny Moonstar, and she is the main protagonist of this film because it starts off with her in the beginning running with her father, and then she wakes up and she's in this hospital. And so I feel like a fair amount of people know of New Mutants and how it's been prolonged for some time now, because like it's been in limbo from Fox owning it and then Disney buying them out, and then Disney trying to decide if they want to release it or not because they thought it wasn't good enough to be released in theaters, and then the whole pandemic hit, and it's just been chaotic with this movie. And so it finally got released recently, and it's been on demand recently, and I got the pleasure of watching it. And so basically the main plot of this movie is 5 mutants are in this insane asylum, and they are being held against their will. There's like this force field around this asylum that they can't escape, they can't leave, until this doctor, played by Alice Braga, plays Dr. Reyes. She's the only doctor in this movie, and she decides if they're well enough to leave or not. And basically, these 5 students, well, 4 of them have been there for a long time, until Blue Hunt arrives, and now there's 5 of them. And she has no idea what this is, or no idea why she's here. And then it's revealed that she has powers, and she doesn't know what her powers are yet. And so that's kind of the whole movie too, as well. She's trying to figure out what her powers are and stuff like that. And for the most part, this movie is entertaining. There is a lot of slow parts in this movie, and I can understand why Disney was debating on whether or not to release it, because it doesn't really fit with Disney's type of Marvel movies they've been putting out. From watching the trailer when the trailer first came out, the trailer throws you off. This is meant to feel like a horror movie, kind of, but it's PG-13, so kind of like a tame horror movie. But really, when I watch this, it's kind of more of a drama and suspense. There's nothing really horror about it. I mean, there is some scenes where it's kind of like jump scares and stuff like that, but the trailer really throws you off. This is nothing a 13-year-old could not handle. It is not scary at all, and it's not. If you were like put off from watching it because you thought it was going to be like a horror type movie, no, you're fine with watching this. It is not scary. For my sake, what I thought of the movie as a whole, it's not the worst thing I've ever. It's not the worst comic book movie I've ever seen. I think that goes to Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance. I remember seeing that movie in theaters, and I really wanted my money back. I can't believe I sat through the whole thing. I was with a group of friends, and this is off topic, but I'm just telling you, it is not the worst comic book movie I've ever seen, but it's not the greatest either. And New Mutants, is it worthy of your time to watch? I would say if it's, like I said for the Christmas Chronicles 2, if it's the only comic book movie you haven't seen yet, and there's nothing else to watch on demand, like nothing else is good out or intrigues you to watch, I'd say put it on. Especially if you're not going to pay like $15 for it. Maybe wait a little bit, because like I don't think it's worthy of like renting right now, because it just came out and it is kind of expensive. But New Mutants, not a bad movie. My rating for it, I'll give it a C. I'll give it a solid C. It's not bad, it's not great. Also, some of the actors are also in this, so like they're fairly well known. Charlie Heaton, he's in Stranger Things. I'm a lot of you Netflix fans, Stranger Things fans, you'll know who I'm talking about. He plays the older brother, and he does a fairly well job in this movie. I liked his character. He has a little accent in it too. It's not the best accent, but not horrible either. Also, Henry Zaga. I don't know him. I haven't seen him in a lot of stuff, but he plays one of the patients, Robert DaCosta, as well as... Oh yeah, I forgot. Macy Williams is in this, for you Game of Thrones fans. So she also is a mutant in this movie, and she kind of befriends Danny Moonstar in the beginning of the movie, and she's like the only one that is like really nice to her in the beginning. So yeah, it has a lot of young actors in this movie. Well, not a lot, like 5, but they are young, and they're up and coming, basically. And yeah, just the New Mutants, man. Do I recommend it? Yeah, I guess so. I was entertained by it. I didn't hate it. I finished the movie. I walked out not saying that was a disaster of a movie, because I know a lot of people have heard that Disney was complaining about, this is just horrible, we shouldn't even think about putting this out. But they finally did during the pandemic. They probably didn't make even close to half of their money back for it, but they still put it out, and it got not great reviews, but I heard it's doing better on demand, like streaming services. I've heard it's done better, so I'm kind of happy for it, especially for Fox. This is being Fox's last movie they put out, and so they didn't really go out with a bang, which makes me sad, but all in all, it's not the worst thing they put out ever. And so yeah, New Mutants, it's there, and if you want to watch it, let me know how you guys feel about it, because I am intrigued to hear what you guys have to say about the New Mutants, because I thought it was okay. That's just my opinion. I'm very simple when it comes to movies a lot of the times. So, yeah. Alright guys, so that's going to wrap it up for my 3 movies I've watched recently, and letting you guys know if they're worth it or not. So, all in all, I guess all 3 movies are worth your time, just some more than others. First movie I talked about, that's probably the best bet for you guys to stream something at the moment out of the 3 movies I've talked about. But yeah, also, if you guys have seen Mystic River, tell me what you guys thought of it, and is it Clint Eastwood's best film? Because I know he has a handful of movies he's directed, and I want to know if you guys think this is his best one or it's really up there. So if you guys have the chance, just let me know in the comments how you feel about Mystic River, because I know I didn't say anything when I first was talking about it. But yeah, I'm saying it now. Yeah, that's also it. So if you guys enjoyed my little review just of these 3 movies, might as well leave a like, right? I'll keep putting out more of this content if I keep seeing it get views or likes, or just, yeah. Also, if you guys really like what I've been putting out, might as well hit that subscribe button. I'm putting out content like this on the daily, and so I'll keep fleshing it out for you guys. And also, like I said, leave a comment what you guys think of Mystic River, if it's Clint Eastwood's best movie, Kurt Russell, if he's your favorite Santa Claus, or is New Mutants the worst Marvel movie you've ever seen, or is it not as bad as people are saying? So yeah, that's my little review for 3 movies for you guys. But all in all, I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Peace.